today I'm reporting live with Rami Nahoon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, November 30th, 1969, we will be reporting about what has been going on in the 1960s. Let's get started right away.
Our first topic today is the Freedom Rides. On May 4th, 1961, a group of 13 African Americans and white activists launched what is called the Freedom Rides.
The Freedom Rides is a series of bus trips through the South to protest segregation in interstate bus terminals. They tried using whites-only restrooms, lunch counters, and vice versa.
They encountered a lot of violence from white protesters along the way, but they didn't give up until they drew international attention to their cause. This encouraged others, and a few hundred people joined them and engaging in similar action.
They didn't stop, so finally a law was issued in September 1961 prohibiting segregation in bus and train stations nationwide.
The Freedom Rides of 1961 were a simple but daring plan to put blacks and whites on commercial buses. They would deliberately violate the segregation laws.
These people are going from town to town and getting off the bus, Negro men and white women, to provoke acts of violence.
The idea of going into Mississippi and going into Alabama and challenging segregation so frontally is something that alarmed not only those who oppose civil rights, but those within the civil rights community.
I don't question their legal right to travel, but I question their wisdom. Some people can get hurt.
There was a mob, looked like 1,000 people. They had these iron pipes.
I asked God to be with me, to give me the strength I would need to remain nonviolent.
We'll take hitting, we'll take beating. We're willing to accept death. But we're going to keep coming until we can ride from anywhere in the South to any place else in the South.
Buses are a-coming, oh yes. Buses are a-coming, oh yes.
It was America. It was interracial. It was interregional. It was secular and religious. It was a shining moment.
Your parents tell you, don't start something that you can't finish. Finish it.
Our next topic today is the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Yes, folks, you've heard me right. John F. Kennedy has been murdered.
It is truly sad having someone so dear to America assassinated, but we need to stay strong.
John F. Kennedy got murdered on November 22nd, 1963, as the 35th President of the United States. He was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, by a man named Lee Harvey Oswald. This was proven according to the evidence gathered.
Oswald got arrested that afternoon and charged for murder. J.I. Ruby shot and killed Kennedy's murderer before the trial took place. The poor man couldn't handle what happened, and he said it was a rage over the president being killed that made him shoot the gun.
The HSCA concluded that Oswald was a lone assassin and Kennedy was assassinated with a conspiracy.
We will now share a short clip and then meet with our special guest.
This version zooms in on the image as much as possible without causing deterioration. President Kennedy is kept at center frame. This is only in slow motion.
We have a special guest today, Muhammad Abdullah, who will be talking to us about the assassination. Hello, Mr. Abdullah. Can you please tell us your opinion about John F. Kennedy?
My opinion on John F. Kennedy is that he was a great president. He was a president that held America together and thought of the people. To illustrate, he tried forming an alliance with the Latin American for our benefit.
Do you remember the moment when you heard that he was assassinated, and what were your thoughts at the moment?
Yes, I do remember the moment he was assassinated. I was in the middle of work, and someone just rushed in yelling, "The president has been shot." I turned on the TV, and as soon as I turned it on, I started going crazy.
I'm pretty sure we all felt that way. Can I just ask you one last question? Do you think Oswald was alone, or was he part of a group that rebelled against JFK?
I believe it was,
or maybe even someone hired him.
I believe it was a group that was rebelling against JFK, but mostly Oswald. But just because he's a president and he's doing something for us, doesn't mean you have to go and kill him.
You're right. Thank you for your time, sir. We will return right after this break.
Do you feel lazy? Are you tired? Do you want to sleep some more?
Yeah.
Do you do your work half-hearted? Do you have a huge stack of paper you need to make up? Well then, try Javilia Cafe. With Javilia Cafe, you will be refreshed, determined, and never have to feel lazy again.
Yeah, it works.
See how fast you finish your work now? You finished all those stack of papers right away. Try Javilia Cafe now. Javilia Cafe. The cost is $19.99. Each set is sold separately. Call 313-000/cafe.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Our next three topics today will be the Civil Rights Act, followed by the Women's Rights Movement and the election of 1968. The Civil Rights Act got published on July 2nd, 1964, outlawing all discrimination based on race, color, religion, gender, and nationality. It ended unequal application of voter requirements and racial segregation in schools and in public accommodations. All people were equal and had the same employment opportunities as each other.
Thank you for informing us, Ali. Now about the women's rights movement. Women started protesting and getting equal rights as men and getting treated better. They are trapped in their homes their whole lives and discriminated against if they went to work. They aren't even getting paid enough, and banks refuse to give them credit cards. Women are going through a lot, and they will keep on fighting until they get what they deserve. Whose side are you on? Do you think women should get the rights they deserve, or should they be treated differently than us?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
The election of 1968 is going to be our next big topic, so let's dive right into it. This election was held on November 5th, 1968, between Richard Nixon, George Wallace, and Hubert Humphrey. Richard Nixon won and became the 37th president of America. The election was close, but Richard became victorious. Richard was the vice president under Lyndon B. Johnson before becoming president and is a Republican.
That election was very close. I really enjoyed viewing the computation between these three, and I personally wanted Humphrey to win. But it's about the nation, it's not about me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will return with another important guest after the
Are you tired of sucking? Are you tired of getting laughed at? Do you run out of breath fast? Do you want to start scoring and play longer? Try Powerade now, the athlete's drink. Now you can be the best. You'll have twice the energy, and best of all, you won't get laughed at. Powerade makes you better tenfold. You can shoot from anywhere and score. Powerade, the champion's drink, each sold separately.
Welcome back, everybody. Our important guest for today would be no other than Richard Nixon himself. So, Mr. President, how does it feel becoming such an important person?
It feels great. I thank all these people who supported me to get where I am now, and I shall not fail them.
What do you intend to do?
I will make America a better place using special policies.
All right. Can you please tell us what you have on your mind?
I have a few good plans that I will try making a reality now. I will guarantee a health care and an income for my people. I will lower the voting age so people could understand their voices matter. And I will engage a war against cancer. I will make these plans work by starting programs with Congress and with the people and with the help of the people.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It was a pleasure to meet you. I hope we all see these plans in reality.
Hello, sir. May I vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please vote.
Take this first.
But how come the other guy just had to take this one?
You gotta do this. This first.
Here you go.
Sorry, sir, but you can't vote.
Why not? He just... Can I vote, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Can I vote, sir? May I see my vote, sir? Thank you. Segregation's finally over.
Our last topic before we dive into our two bonus worldwide news is the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King was a civil rights leader who led anti-violent protests. On April 4th, 1968, Dr. King was shot. Before he got murdered, Martin Luther King won a Nobel Prize known for his disobedience and nonviolence. He was also a member of the NAACP.
Later on, the murder of James Earl Ray.
Our last topic before we dive into it is our two bonus worldwide news. The assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King was a civil rights leader who led anti-violent protests. On April 4th, 1968, Dr. King was shot. Before he got murdered, Martin Luther King won a Nobel Peace Prize known for his disobedience and nonviolence. He was also a member of the NAACP.
Later on, the murder, James Earl Ray was arrested and charged for his crime.
Now, let us hear one of Dr. King's famous speeches in his memory.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day Down in Alabama with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia.
Worldwide news reports about Adolf Eichmann and the Nigerian independence.
In 1960, Mossad, which is Israel's intelligence service, captured Adolf Eichmann in Argentina. By following a widely publicized trial in Israel, he was found guilty of war crimes and hanged in 1962. Eichmann was found guilty for mass deportation of the Jews.
The trial was covered by Hannah Arendt, who gave him the phrase, the banality evil.
She was saying Eichmann was an extremely average person whose actions were motivated by some sort of stupidity. Let's move on to our next topic so we don't run out of time.
Moving on, Nigeria gained its independence from the United Kingdom. There were cultural and political differences between the dominant ethnic groups, which are the Northerners, the Easterners, and the Westerners. Later on, in 1963, Nigeria became a federal republic with Ezeki. We, as its first president, then in the election of 1965, the Nigerian National Democratic Party came to power in the Nigerian Western region.
Our last edition of the day is the cultural series. We will talk about 4 different cultural stories on every show.
First up, we got Frank Sinatra. Sinatra started the 1960s with the Nice and Easy album, making it a top hit and winning critical plaudits. In March 1960, Sinatra was on the Timex TV broadcast, which received massive views. In June 1965, Sinatra played live to St. Louis. To benefit Disma's house, a prisoner rehabilitation and training center with nationwide programs that help serve African Americans.
Sinatra started the 1967 with a series of recording sessions. His career hasn't ended yet, and we hope him the best of luck, making a top hit every now and then. Let's hear a masterpiece of Sinatra's work.
Why don't you take it easy?
After all these years,
Nice and easy.
teach an old dog new tricks.
And nice and easy.
Okay,
Now you read me, see? Let's take it nice and easy. Let's keep it nice and easy. in this next song and dance. Just kind of light and breezy, cool, calm, and nice and easy. In every note and stance.
Next cultural topic is To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee published this book in the 1960s. It immediately won the Pulitzer Prize.
The plot and the characters of To Kill a Mockingbird were based on the author's observations on her family and neighbors, as well as on the event that occurred near her hometown in 1936. The novel is renowned for its warmth and humor, despite dealing with the serious issues of rape and racial inequality. The narrator's father, Atticus Finch, has served as a moral hero for many readers.
The movie, The Great Escape, became famous quickly because it was an American World War II film based on an escape by British and other prisoners of the war from a German camp. The film is based on Paul Brickhill's book, which had the same name. This film was published in 1962.
Give up your hopeless attempts to escape.
We're going to devote our energies to sports and gardening, all the cultural pursuits. Meanwhile, we dig. How many are you taking out? 250. 250?
It's from this camp.
Oh, my God, they found Tom.
Hold on to yourself, Bartlett. You're 20 feet short.
The hole is right here in the open. The guard is between us and the lights.
Our last story for today is the Woodstock Festival. The Woodstock Festival was a 3-day concert that involved lots and lots of rock and roll. On Wednesday, August 13th, 1969, 2 days before the festival was to begin, there were already 50,000 people camping near the stage.
Since there was no way to get the 50,000 people to leave the area in order to pay for tickets, the organizers were forced to make the event a free concert. Some bands that played in the festival were Jimi Hendrix, the band, and Johnny Winter.
The declaration of a free concert had two effects. The first of which was that the organizers were going to lose massive amounts of money by putting on this free event. The second effect was that as news spread that it was now a free concert, about 1 million people headed to Bethel, New York. Police had to turn away thousands of cars, and about 500,000 people made it to the Woodstock Festival.
No one had planned for 500,000 people. The highways in the area became parking lots as people left their cars in the middle of the street and just walked to the Woodstock Festival. Traffic was so bad that the organizers had to hire helicopters to shuttle the performers from their hotels to the stage. The festival was huge and amazing. My sister actually went to it and told me I would regret not going.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ali, but that's all the time we got for today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's newscast. Have a good night, everyone, and we will return tomorrow with some more news and stories to share with you.
Thanks for watching.